How's it going, guys? MMA Corner here today, and I got some new feed for you guys. So, I'm starting my channel off. We're gonna be doing some UFC 3 gameplay, maybe some giveaways, as well as just some tips and tricks. Probably gonna start a few series here for you guys. I'll be uploading content kind of at the very minimum weekly, but maybe even a little bit more than that if you guys are wanting it. So I'm just going to dive right in. We're going to start in ranked championships, and let's get into it. So I think this fight I picked, I believe it was Lawler. I'm not really too sure. I think I got the knockout fairly quick on this one. Personally, I like to roll with RDA in this class. Lawler's good. Masvidal is really good. Stephen Thompson's good. I'm primarily a striker in this game. I don't really do a whole lot of groundwork. I do some kind of throws and that, but I like to get it done really with the knockouts.
Alright, coming up next, it's a welterweight matchup between Robbie Lawler and Carlos Condit.
So one thing you're going to notice I like to do fairly often is keep my feet planted. Your strikes are going to come probably twice as quick this way. So if you got a guy who's kind of coming up in your grill, just be ready. Be prepared to kind of plant your feet, and you will outstrike him almost every time. Just kind of lead with the jab. That's another thing you'll see I usually do. This Condit fight was a little bit slower. I wrapped it up in the first round. As you can see, I kind of use the jab to close distance. Whenever I see those kicks coming, automatically just kind of duck under. A lot of the times there's still the glitch where if you kind of duck, you're invincible for some reason. So usually you're covered on low kicks there, and then you get on the high kicks as well. So if you guys are watching closely, you'll notice I use a lot of strike cancellation shots. I'll wait till they throw, kind of throw a quick jab in underneath and try and cancel them out, and then get that going towards my combos. I like to stay kind of light on my toes, bounce around, use the sways a lot. Sometimes it gets me into trouble, but for the most part, guys aren't going to be able to kind of pick through it. You'll notice here, this guy's one of those ones who just kind of spams the hooks. He kind of figures out fairly soon that that's probably not the best idea. You'll notice I'm constantly kind of in and out, side to side. You never kind of want to be stuck to the same spot. You always want to be moving. The sways help a lot with this. I find the striking has been greatly improved from UFC 2. The groundwork is honestly could use a little bit of work, but as far as the striking goes, yeah, you always just want to make sure you're moving. Use the jab to close the range, and use those low kicks as well. Follow them with the overhand. I think after about this point, he's fairly eager to grapple with me, so he kind of moves in, keeps trying, and unsuccessful in that.
Tremendous hook, landed flush for the victory.
So you always want to watch that gas tank. Kind of once you go just below half, you're going to want to back off just because you're more vulnerable to shots that way, and they're probably going to do about twice as much damage.
Now we go inside the octagon.
So as you can see, he's kind of just swinging away. I'm trying to duck him out, get my space, land my shots, and sort of pick him apart. Doing it this way, as you can see, kind of guarantees you the knockout if they don't have some legs to stand on and lungs to breathe. It's a little bit hard to fight 3 rounds, so kind of seen how that one went. So you can see right here, I used the sway to kind of duck whatever he was about to get off. If you time it right, it works as a strike cancellation. He won't be able to get anything he's trying to throw off. And so yeah, that's how you're going to be getting the knockouts. Just make sure you're using the jab, close off your distance, and mix those kicks up a little bit. And I got one more for you guys here. We'll go over some more kind of tricks in that. So let's get into it. So I think in this one, I picked Masvidal, and I got paired up with a Masvidal, and yeah, it was quite the fight. It's pretty back and forth. Another guy I like to use is Till. If you're looking at potential fighters to use, always check out the perks. If you go into his stats in that, he's got the extra damage on the leg checks as well as the tie tear, so he does a lot of knees in the clinch with extra damage. And so by perks, this is what I was talking about. You look at this guy, he's got the Crazy Legs 3, so he does quicker kicks after his kicks, he does quicker punches after slipping, and he had one more on there which I did not see. However, there's different range of perks. Some range from boxing, some go more karate style, some are kind of Muay Thai. It all depends on how you like to fight, but always be aware of the perks your fighter has when choosing a new one.
He's showing some vulnerability here by leaning right into his opponent's range. Let's see if he can make some adjustments here. Nice jab by Gabriel.
So as you can see, starting it off here, Masvidal versus Masvidal. Use the leg check to close the distance. Get that jab going, followed with some other strikes. One thing too to always be kind of considerate of is that a lot of times after guys kind of rock your head, if they're not spamming your head, they're probably going to go to body first, so I like to get that low block in real quick and just cover my body just in case. And it always gives you the potential to rock your opponent as you're rocked, which means less damage will probably be done towards your end. So as you can see, this guy is a little bit quicker to the punch than me some of the times, but I find a good strategy for this one is basically if they don't want to stand in the pocket with you, sit there and chop their legs out, you know, keep them out of range, and just make it to the point where they're not going to be able to run from you anymore, basically. So as you can see, you always want to use that low kick to close distance, follow with the jab, and either throw the hook or the uppercut off. Usually they'll come fairly fast.
Oh, nice slip to avoid that right. Good combination so far.
Yeah, I'm just beating up that leg.
Nice job to get the foot off the canvas and to the target quickly. Beautiful inside leg kick by Gabriel.
And like I said earlier, you always kind of want to be considerate of just their strikes and make sure that you're not timing it poorly and making sure that you can cancel out their strikes with yours. If this means kind of waiting and blocking for an extra second, letting them get their strike off and trying to flow in the rest of their combo, and then kind of ducking with the jab. There's a number of different ways to do this, but it's fairly easy kind of to strike cancel full combos. Usually the jab is going to be the quickest punch, so as long as you're in close using the jab, you should be good. Like I said earlier, just plant your feet, kind of stay based. And you'll see there the hook tornado comes fairly quick when your feet are planted. Again, lead with that jab, follow through, kind of mix up your combinations, give them low kicks, low body punches and whatnot.
And now starting to snap off that jab. Feinting. Oh, he tags him to the left. This could be it. Oh, he landed a huge hook there. Now they're both throwing with power.
So as you can kind of see, he's just picking one move. He's going to flail it out, whether it's hooks or the uppercuts. He's kind of just sticking to one set and kind of repeating. I'm going to continue to mix it up, kind of just take his legs out, follow with the overhand. And yeah. Always keep up that leg work, mix it up. I think he comes back with the flying knee after this one and gets me. And there it is. So, like I said, just always be kind of cognizant of your cardio. Try and never spend more than a third of your tank in each round, especially if you are in a 5-round fight. Obviously, you're going to want to pace yourself a little bit better in those ones. So as you can see, we keep working away at that leg, we keep going. I'm going to switch it up here, get that strong kick on the outside. And as you can see, planting your feet helps a ton, especially with the uppercuts. They come about 4 times as fast. It's always good to mix some body shots in as well with your combos. Doing damage to multiple body parts overall lowers their total health, makes them easier to rock, a little bit easier to beat around too. So, as you can see, the slower they get, the easier the strike cancellations are. He didn't really have a chance after this point, but yeah. So one thing I kind of wasn't really paying attention to this fight is I wasn't really throwing the jab before the head kick. That's another kind of good quick tip that'll help those kicks come a lot faster. Whether you kind of you throw it, you space it out, and then you kick, it doesn't really matter. Ends up coming a lot faster than the guy's punch will. So all just depends on how you time it. As you can see, I use that sway with the uppercut a lot. Does a lot of damage. And as you can see, just keep your feet planted every once in a while. If they're trying to get up in your grill, that's usually the best time to do it. You don't want to have to stop right in their face and then drop your guard to throw hands. So it's usually best to only do it when they're coming towards you. So as you can see, anytime you're injured, kind of just take your space, back up. And he's going after my legs now. And as you can see, the leg checks have pretty much done him in. So I think I got his other leg as well. So basically, just make sure you're kind of weaving in and out. You're using that head movement. You're swaying. You're leading with the jab, and you're closing that distance with your leg kicks. It's super important. And make sure you're kind of mixing in the body shots as well. Nothing worse than getting the 4th round and having about half the amount of cardio your opponent does. So you always want to kind of be cognizant of that and just watching.
He's limping. He appears to be injured. defense there.
And like I said, just keep going to work on those legs.
He's trying to hang on. Oh, he missed that kick. Big left. That one hurt. Well, you got to start to change things up here defensively. Again, he gets clipped to the head, and again, he's vulnerable by leaning right into his opponent's range.
And as you can see, I kind of use the sway a lot. Helps with ducking the punches, and it makes the uppercut afterwards a lot faster.
Back to the feet. Joey missed with that straight right.
And you can see I lead with that uppercut, follow with the hooks, and yeah.
Game break gets caught with that punch. Don't be afraid to get that head off the center line.
If you use the sway properly, it sometimes takes away the need for the jab. You don't need to lead off with it as much. As you can see, I use it with the uppercut a little bit, and it comes much faster even without the jab. So it all depends on how you can time it, but in general, it is a lot easier to lead with the jab. It just depends on how you're starting it. If it's with a left sway, if you're southpaw or orthodox, it all depends.
Here's the huge uppercut that lands right on the money. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
So as you can see, kind of just using the strike cancellation shots, using the jab, backing up, and kind of getting him as he's walking in, canceling his combos out, and then getting my space and moving back in. You always want to be mixing it up, like I said. Even when they're rocked, you want to keep the leg work up. Just keep things mystery for them, and make sure they're not comfortable in there. And so we're approaching the end of this one. Just wanted to say thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the video. It's much appreciated. Once I do get to 100 subscribers, I'll be giving away a copy of UFC 3. I might be able to give out some gold packs as well. If not, I'll give out some coupon cards, and we'll get you guys some points. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like, subscribe.